What's good, YouTube? Arnado back for another video. Much love. I hope everybody has been doing good. I've been trying to keep up with you guys on here. So much love, much love. But let's get right into today's video. So, what makes me want to make this video? I've been hearing a lot of all this talk when it comes to the Bible. Oh, well, the Bible was written by man. Oh, man wrote the book, so therefore it cannot be real. Is that right? That's really the logic we're going to use to discredit the Bible? Man wrote the Bible. Okay, I'm pretty sure man wrote every other book on earth that exists. We don't have not one book on planet earth that we know, oh, this was written by that angel. Or, oh no, God wrote this book specifically with his own hand and he sent it to the library and now we can go to the library and check it out. Every single book on planet earth today that was written by man. Therefore, that means that every single knowledge that we have on earth, all the knowledge that all these top scientists do, and all these top physicists and all these researchers, where do they get their research from? Books. Where do they get the information from that they use to run the world? Books. And who wrote these books? Last time I checked, we did not have a library section or a section in the library that was designated to books written by E.T. or different extraterrestrials. No, every book in the Bible, every book in the library is known and believed to have been written by man. Every book that governs planet Earth today, a man wrote it. So if those books are fine, and we can accept all these theories and all these NASA and all their scientific guesses, these are men. So why is it okay to believe what this man wrote that is just as far-fetched? Because the whole concept even of the Big Bang, that people would rather believe the Big Bang versus, that God made a man. Fine. Keep that energy. You want to say that the Big Bang made planet Earth? Okay. Where did you learn about that? Oh my God, people are fucking rich. Where did you learn about the concept of the Big Bang? Was it not in a book? Who told you? Because the people that believe the Big Bang but don't believe the Bible, they didn't do that research themselves. You did not go into any laboratory and come up with no calculations that you deduced that information yourself to know for a fact, according to your calculations, that it was the Big Bang that started Earth. No, you read it in a book, in a textbook. You were taught that in school. How did you learn in school? In a textbook that was written by who? Man. So if you can keep that energy about this book being written by a man, then my God, you better hold on to that energy about every other book that was written by a man. Like, people they just don't want to believe in God. But they don't want to outright say, I don't believe in God, because they don't want to be that person. So they will come up with excuses. Oh, I don't believe because the Bible was written by a man, and how am I supposed to believe? But you believe in a Big Bang theory? Who taught you that? Did you not read NASA's book if you're one of those people? So you can trust the words of a NASA scientist, but you can't trust another man. And miss me with, oh, well, because NASA is a scientist, I can trust that better. You don't know what this man was. You're only living in this time to know that there was a NASA scientist. We weren't living in day one or in year one. We don't know what kind of technology they had. We don't know what kind of instruments and devices they had. Till this day, they can't even figure out how the pyramids were built. This is ancient technology. This is ancient intelligence. They still cannot figure out a lot of ancient ways, ancient devices, ancient tools. We don't have what they had back then. They have convinced us somehow. They want us to believe that we are the most advanced of all time in today's world? No, we are really not. They were way more advanced than we were back then. So are we relying on these men of today because, well, they were scientists and they have NASA tools? The men back then had way more advanced tools and way more advanced knowledge. You see, so we're just judging based on because we exist in this time. So you're keeping your lens of relatability kind of almost just within your own time frame. They were way more advanced with all our high-tech gadgets to save nobody's life. They cannot duplicate a pyramid. They have tried. They cannot. But yet we think we are bigger. So therefore, that's why we cannot believe what a man from back then wrote. It's the ego of this time of life, where that's why people walk around thinking we are the only ones that exist on this planet. Humans are alone, and there's nobody else, no demon, no angel, no entity, no God, no nothing. It's just human beings that exist. That's a very egotistical perspective of life. That's why it's hard to understand and comprehend that, yeah, back then, like, it's hard to understand that we are, in this time, are not the most intelligent version of human beings. So we cannot comprehend that, oh, a man back then could teach me anything, because you have too much faith in your false ass science and your false ass just ideology that's running this world today. Everything on earth today is a freaking lie. But it's easier to believe the lie because we were bred in the lie. So you want to believe, like, if you don't believe in God, just say that, is my point. Like, let's not use broad, bold statements just to justify your lack of faith. You don't want to believe in God and you just say God doesn't exist, fine. He doesn't exist. But to say it's because man wrote the Bible and that's your reason why you can't believe it, I'm pretty sure every book on earth was written by a man. Everything you've learned in school, in every textbook, was written by a man. So why is it easy to believe that man wrote that, but the minute there's a man writing shit about God, all of a sudden it becomes you can't trust the man and his words? Let's not deceive. Like, let's not pretend. I don't even know what the word is, but let's not do that. We're not going to do that. If you don't want to believe in God, just say that. If you don't want to believe in a spirit, in a higher spirit, just say that. If you want to keep doing your devilish shit, just say that. Like, you want to keep living in world and being a part of this world and loving this world, just say that. But don't try to come out with such a freaking unintelligent reason as man wrote the book. So therefore, that's why you can't believe it. Man wrote every book. Every knowledge we have on earth today came from one book or another. Unless we're talking about wisdom. Wisdom is a whole different ballgame. Wisdom does not come from a textbook. Wisdom comes from the ether of it just comes from God whispering shit into your ear, into your mind, into your brain. Wisdom is a godly knowledge. Wisdom is a godly smart. There's book smart, and then there's street smart, and then there's wisdom smart. Wisdom is like the highest level of intelligence on this planet. Now, if we're talking about wisdom, that is not found in a textbook. But they're not talking about wisdom. They're talking about just the facts. Like, oh, I don't believe Moses parted the water. I don't believe Elijah was taken up to heaven. I don't believe Samson was that badass dude. I fucking love me some Samson. That's my motherfucker in the Bible. But you have these people talking, I don't believe these people did these. Like, that's not wisdom. They're just not believing the facts. They're not believing the knowledge that's being given to them. They're not believing the actual words that were written. That's not wisdom. This is like, you just don't believe this book. But you can believe a book that a different man wrote telling you the earth is round. You can believe in a different book that a different man wrote telling you this world started in a big bang. That's about as far-fetched. That is equally in this realm of out there as, yes, it's also out there when you say this being, God, made a man out of dust. Yeah, that's out there. But it's also fucking out there to say that this everything we see on earth today just started out of fucking random dust, just boom. And now we have animals and zebras and trees and leaves, plants and food and people and all these species and creatures and all these things on earth. We have all these things, the sky, the moon, the stars, the sun. All this started just because some molecules went bang in the universe. You can believe that crazy shit, but you can't believe that Moses put a stick and the waters parted. Yeah, that's crazy. It's out there. But so is this shit. So don't tell me you can believe in this craziness that this man wrote because you're more in tune with, because you can relate to a man of this time. You know, it's you can believe a man that, you can believe a NASA scientist because NASA is still in your realm of understanding. You can believe this fucking a Big Bang Theory. That shit is so funny to me that that's really what they're selling us in school. Oh my God. A bunch of molecules and atoms just came together and boom. And all these things came out of nowhere, out of dust in the freaking space. Like, what? You can believe that. That's okay. That's okay to accept. But the concept of God and he made man, nah, I can't believe that. A man wrote that. Yeah, and a man wrote that too. But you're okay stomaching that shit. So don't fucking come here and tell me it's not cool to stomach this. If you are stomaching that, well, then that's just what you choose. Don't now be over here with what you chose, trying to speak about what these people over here have chosen. We have chosen truth. We have chosen what we know is true. If you think we're crazy for believing in God, hey, to each his own, baby. I think you're crazy for choosing that. To each his own. But don't come speaking about Moses was a fake story just because your mind can't comprehend it. But apparently your mind is cool wrapping around the fact that, I don't know, that the earth is round and the moon, I don't know where you're at on earth, but have you looked up in the sky? You see the moon out during the daytime. And they say the moon is only supposed to be out at night. So clearly there's a lot of shit going on that like doesn't math up. I've heard people saying that and I kind of like that. The math isn't mathing. There's a lot of shit in this world, but it's okay. You want to believe that a big bang started it all. Whoa, cool. But you can't believe that, God made a man. I guess. Whatever you believe, but don't come justify it in a way that just, I can't, my words right now, sorry y'all, but don't justify, I don't want to just say, oh, it's stupid. Like, don't justify your understanding. I don't even know, man, y'all. I'm out. I just want to say, don't tell me it's hard to understand that a man wrote these books, but you can understand and believe that all these other books that were written by a man. Every biology book was written by a man, yet science is what's running the world. Every science book was written by a man, but science is what's running the world. So how can we say we don't believe that man can write these kind of books? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, peace out.